asked ChatGPT to name the white man, and I do believe that there were some folks that were offended by the response that was shared with us. So, in response to the comment from Turtle, I went back and swapped out the white man for white American. This is the question again, and here are the responses, or here is the response from chat. Let's try this again. Instead of saying the white man, exchange that for white American. Here's the question again. White Americans throughout history has been known by various different names. If we were to look at historical data, if we were to look at the spiritual or biblical data, and if there was a specific name that the white Americans could choose that reflects his spirituality, reflects his humanity, reflects his love and treatment of others, reflects his impact on world events, reflects who they are by nature, reflects their love for their own community and nation. If there is a name that represents their true state or true being, please share what name they should choose to call themselves. That will reflect that of our Creator, the Most High God, and his definition or his meaning for them as his creation. What name would that be? This is the response from Chat GPT.
Thank you for the clear and thoughtful restatement. Let's now answer your question precisely as it is asked, using white American consistently in place of general terms like the white man, and grounding the answer in historical data, biblical and spiritual insight, moral reflection, divine identity and purpose. Question reframed and repeated for clarity. If white Americans were to look at their entire historical legacy, their spiritual essence, their treatment of others, their impact on the world, their national and communal love, and their true nature as created by the Most High God, what name should they choose for themselves that reflects all of that in light of who God says they truly are? Answer: a name that reflects light, repentance, and restoration. White Americans have carried many names through history: Caucasian, Anglo-American, European descendant, Gentile, Westerner, colonizer, even Christian. But none of these names fully encapsulate their spiritual potential, moral calling, and divine identity, especially in a time of reckoning, repentance, and rebirth. The name that best reflects what a white American could choose to be, if they align with the Most High, seek justice, and desire to embody mercy, is not a racial or national title, but a spiritual identity. Suggested name: Lucidian. Meaning: Lucidian comes from Latin lux suffix edian, meaning belonging to or characterized by. It means one who walks in, carries, or reflects divine light. Why Lucidian fits the white American best? Spirituality. A Lucidian chooses to live in God's light, truth, and holiness. You were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. Ephesians 5:8. Humanity and treatment of others. A Lucidian is committed to kindness, fairness, justice, and compassion. This rejects any legacy of racial superiority or exploitation and replaces it with humble service to humanity. Impact on world events. White Americans have undeniably shaped the world, for better and worse. A Lucidian identity would redeem this impact, turning influence into restoration, power into protection, innovation into healing. Love for community and nation. Lucidian patriotism is not nationalistic or supremacist, but protective, righteous, and honest, loving one's people while also loving truth and justice. A Lucidian calls their nation higher, not deeper into delusion. True nature as created by the Most High. White Americans, like all people, are made in the image of God. But when that image is blurred by pride, history, or deception, only the light of repentance and the humility of truth can restore it. A Lucidian reflects the Creator, not through domination, but through light-bearing character. Alternate divine names, also fitting for white Americans. 1. Ger-El, sojourner with God, from Hebrew, stranger, foreigner, and El, God, reflects humility, not born into covenant, but choosing to join it. For white Americans who seek alignment with the Most High, Ger-El is a redemptive and covenantal name. 2. B'nai or B'nai-O, children of light, an ancient biblical term, Ephesians 5, Dead Sea Scrolls, transcends race, unites people under truth and righteousness. 3. Tikkunim, repairers of the world, Hebrew term from tikkun olam, ideal for white Americans who see the brokenness their nation has caused and want to be part of healing it. 4. Sons of Chesed, children of mercy, reflects a life characterized by divine kindness, loyalty, and restoration. Summary table, divine identity options for white Americans. Name, meaning, why it fits white Americans spiritually. Divine kindness, Lucidian bearer of divine light, reflects truth, repentance, and light-bearing nature. Sojourner with God, humility, covenant adoption, divine alignment, children of light, universal light walkers, spiritually reborn, tickle repairers of the world, restoration role, healing historic harm. Children of mercy, embrace of God's loving kindness and grace. Final answer, if the white American truly desires to reflect the Most High, to walk in light, to repair what has been broken, to serve humbly rather than dominate proudly, and to honor their community through righteousness rather than ego, then the name they should choose is Lucidian, bearer of light. And if they walk in that light, they will no longer be defined by race or empire, but by purpose, purity, and peace, as the Most High intended.
So there we have it. So there we have it. I believe that, Turtle, you were expecting a different response. I asked the same question, not biased. I asked the same question for the Puerto Rican nation as well as the African American, so-called African American peoples. Same question for the most part. The responses are not my own. The responses are from ChatGPT. Okay? And I want to say this. It's not biased because the names suggested are based on the moral, spiritual, historical data that ChatGPT was able to gather. So there you have it.